Hello, and welcome to the Lust Podcast Show, the show that is rated R for real and not PG for playing games. I am one of your hosts, the Boss Lady.
And I'm the D.O.C.
Continue to join us for our weekly conversations about life, culture, and everything else. And what do we like to say? What? Get to know us, get to love us. Before we jump in this episode, just give a shout out to our sponsors, CJS Educational Services, as well as Cigar Junkies. Yes. Make sure you get your Cigar Junkie merch.
Yes.
But before we jump into this episode, how are you, Mr. D.O.C?
I'm doing great. Everything is great. No complaints.
Good. No, I don't have any complaints.
Nobody wouldn't care no goddamn way.
I was just, you know what? It's funny because I was literally just about to say that. Like, I think if I did have a complaint, who would I complain to you? You don't like hearing my complaints no more. You say I complain too much now.
Not about jobs. Not about some things. It's just, especially when you complain about the same thing.
Okay, so who do you complain about your job to?
I don't complain about my job. White folks are white folks.
But I'm just saying, if you had a complaint about your job, who are you supposed to complain about your job
I say something to you. I may something to holler at my cousin Gree. But I don't really dwell on my job that much. The job is the job.
I'm laughing, y'all, because it makes it seem like you're weird if you complain about your job and stuff.
Let me tell people this. When I walk out that door, I leave that shit at that door. Whatever issues that I have, I will revisit it at 8:30, 9 the next morning, whenever the next motherfucking shift starts. Like, literally, I do. When I'm thinking about what I'm about to smoke, what I'm about to get into, how I'm about to enjoy this time away from these motherfuckers. All right. I don't get caught up in that. They assholes. I don't bring that. I don't want none of that energy being in my house. Man. Now, every now and then you do vent and you know what I'm saying, talk. But you know me, I don't do that, man. I don't even talk about good shit or bad shit. Fuck those people.
Okay.
And I got a good job, man. Fuck them people, man.
Okay, well, on that note, we're going to move on to our appetizer because y'all know we love serving up these 3-course meals. And so we're just going to jump right into it. Did not realize this, and I don't know who age is showing, but Jeezy is celebrating 20 years in the rap game coming up. And the reason why I say this is because I'm looking at D.O.C. because I always remember when we met him a couple of times. We've actually met him, twice?
Twice.
Met him, like, when I say met him, y'all, I'm really talking about, like, actually met him. Like, shook his hand, talked to him for a hot second, he stopped and talked to us. So, he was really down to earth and really cool. So, he is launching a tour. Would you go to see him again?
And folks shook up. That's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation. He ain't shaking up with me. But would you go see him in concert again? Because we've seen him a couple of times.
He's doing it with a live orchestra, Thug Motivation, so I may go see that.
Yeah, I think I want to go see that. Yeah. I think that's different when you have the actual orchestra.
It's just a live band, yeah. And we've seen them do that with the Chronic album.
Yep, and that was actually pretty good. I'm not going to lie, I was skeptical. I was kind of skeptical at first, but it actually turned out to be pretty good. And the next person I'm about to bring up was, we decided to go to Detroit recently. Yeah. And so I would be remiss if I did not mention that because we actually had a really good time in Detroit. And what made me think about that is because the name Wiz Khalifa popped up in my head. And I'm going to come back to him in a second. But we went there to see, well, I'm not going to say we went. D.O.C. planned this trip based around 420. And they were having a Tycoon Music Festival, something that they do every year. And this year they decided to do it in Detroit. So D.O.C. said, okay, we're going to go. So we actually went there for the weekend. And I'm going to tell y'all something. If y'all ever want just a really quick weekend getaway, when I say quick, I mean quick. Quick weekend getaway, not expensive at all, made for black people. You will have fun. Almost, and I know some people gonna watch this and be like, man, it must be how they talking about Detroit like this. But I tell you this, we really had fun.
Let me tell you what my boy, he said, you only saying that, Nick, because you from Gary and you fit right in with the Detroit business.
Because I know it's gonna be some people like they crazy.
I was never scared. We was on the west side, we was on the east side. We never had no issues. We was in the middle of the hood.
Downtown.
We had no. Hey,
we did not
beautiful
have no
women
issues.
everywhere you went. Oh my God, that Chris Brown concert was off the chain.
Yes, Detroit has some really pretty women. They really do. Michigan, Detroit has some very pretty.
Yeah, y'all
women.
niggas sleeping on Detroit.
Yes,
y'all niggas
strip club, nice. And we only went to one, based off a recommendation from a buddy of ours.
They got the consumption lounges, weed everywhere.
Yes,
the police
dispensary right by one of the strip clubs.
The police ain't tripping.
No.
The cigar lounges were great.
Yes, live music.
Downtown was safe and cool.
No problems.
They got the Red Wings, the Pistons. They got the Lions. It's a lot going on in Detroit. Don't slip on Detroit. We sound like motherfucking like we work for the tourist motherfucking agency.
Right, y'all need to have us do
but
it.
I was pleasantly surprised.
And pleasantly pleased.
I can imagine what it looked like in the summertime.
And I do want to go back.
So we're gonna go back in the summertime.
We're gonna go back in the summer for a weekend.
Yep.
And speaking of trips, so if anybody, we want to do a 24-hour trip. We've been really talking about this, and when we say 24 hours, we really want to fly somewhere in the morning, kick it all day, and literally fly back.
So we got Nashville, Las Vegas, or New Orleans. So we're gonna pick one of those three.
Right. But if you've ever taken a 24-hour trip, drop them suggestions in the comments about how you did that. But next hot topic real quick, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if this is because he smoked too much weed, but Wiz Khalifa shocked his fans on Joe Budden's podcast by saying he is one of the millions of people who believe that the earth is flat. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm surprised coming from Wiz Khalifa, but I'm going to say I'm kind of surprised that, the fact that this is even a theory.
I'm surprised by niggas like, they got that theory. And this is what I'm surprised, the reason why he said it. This is the only reason why, is because this guy has been blessed to take real international travel, which means that he's flown all across the world.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is, by him knowing that, motherfucker, there's no way the world could be flat, nigga, if you done flew across the world, nigga. Because at some point, the plane would drop off the motherfucking paper, nigga. So that means it's going around in a circle, nigga.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. We were walking by the beach one day, and we actually heard some kids arguing about this. And the boy was like, "Man, gee, the earth is flat." And we was just looking at each other like...
But in the same breath, them same niggas thought across the lake, they thought that was New York City. So them niggas was dumb not knowing that that's Chicago. So niggas ain't never been nowhere. And it's usually niggas that ain't been nowhere that think the world is flat. That shit, the world ain't flat, man. God damn.
Oh, Jesus. But it doesn't surprise me, Wiz Khalifa. Now, on another Wiz Khalifa
note... And if you think it is flat...
Hey...
Hit us up and let's debate on the podcast. Let's debate.
Right.
I want to debate.
But speaking of Wiz Khalifa too, and 420, his little contraption is really dope. I would say, I'm gonna pause to say that his little contraption thing that you flip over and you let the stuff go. That thing is pretty dope. I'm not gonna even lie. I see why he makes that and keeps. That is pretty dope.
You're high as hell.
Speaking of Wiz Khalifa. So
yeah, I was high as
hell. This is why I can see him saying the earth is flat.
Like, yeah, because he's fucking high.
Yes.
So literally.
He just smoked out a lot of brain cells.
Yeah.
Last thing on Hot Topic is, D.O.C. said this is not important, but to me, I think there are still people who follow the American Music Award because they just announced their nominations today.
I don't give a fuck about none of that.
I know you say Grammys only.
I don't even give a fuck about the Grammys.
But just wanted to go across a couple of names in different categories. So, Artist of the Year, Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar lost to Macklemore. I knew the Grammys would and shit. The year Jeezy should have won a Grammy for Thug Motivation Volume 1.
Well, this year, nominations for Artist of the Year for the American Music Awards does include Kendrick Lamar, as well as Post Malone, as well as SZA. I don't care about the other people, but them are the names I'm going to give you. New Artist of the Year, I don't know nothing about the new artist, but I do like Teddy Swims. He's on here. I do like Teddy Swims. Album of the Year. Now, okay, Beyonce, Cowboy Carter. I still don't understand how that's one. Future and Metro.
Have y'all ever seen Boys in the Hood? When he was in I'm dating myself. When the niggas was getting in his car to put the tape in, that shit gets no play on my ride. I ain't listening to none of that shit.
Post Malone album.
I ain't listening to none of that
Kendrick
shit.
Lamar, he is in there.
I listen to that.
He is in there.
And
Sabrina
that was weak
Carpenter
compared to his other albums.
Taylor Swift. They always keep her in his Song of the Year. Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us.
So that's gonna thing. He's gonna win Song of the Year, but he's not winning Album of the Year.
Yeah. Song
Beyonce's
of the Year.
gonna win Album of the Year.
Collaboration of the Year. Now they do have Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Die With A Smile. That is actually a good song. I actually do like that song. They actually sound really good together. You should listen to it on Spotify if you haven't.
None of that shit.
Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Luther. I think everybody like that song. You play that song at the club. What? Post Malone,
Right.
Morgan. Y'all like that song?
It's cool.
Okay. So, I don't get Social Song of the Year. D.O.C, Anxiety. Her song is on there. She's a different artist. Have you ever listened to her? Did you see her tiny Desk concert?
She's alright.
She's different. She's different.
She
You know, she
rap.
reminds me like of Missy Elliott, Nicki Minaj, like all wrapped into kind of like one with her like in antics and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm not gonna go through this whole list. But anyway, they are important. I hope Kendrick Lamar wins something. Favorite country album, once again, Beyonce, Country Carter. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm not hating. I'm really not trying to hate, but
Go to the shit that the people want to hear
okay.
about.
Favorite hip hop album. Eminem. I didn't even know he had an album. Eminem.
What? He had an album?
It say Eminem, Death to Slim Shady, Future and Metro Boom, Gunna, Kendrick Lamar, and Tyler the Creator. I ain't gonna lie, I'm really shocked about Gunna, but I don't listen to Gunna like that. Favorite hip hop song: Future, Metro Boom, Kendrick Lamar, Like That, Glorilla, TGIF, Glorilla and Sexy Red, What You Know About, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Luther.
Ain't that funny? Gorilla got 2 songs. Kendrick got 2 songs.
And then Future,
so you know who's gonna win?
Who?
I think Future gonna, because without Like That, there's no Not Like Us.
That's true. That is true.
So I think Song of the Year should be not what's that Like That?
You had to think about that.
That's the Johnny Walker Black man. It's starting to talk to me now, man. I would don't put me on the stand.
So I tell you this,
I would never be on the stand.
I would be curious to see who wins in the hip hop and rap category. That's really honestly all I really pay attention to. I don't really pay attention to the other categories, but yeah. So pay attention to that. Now jumping into our entree, y'all. Drum roll. Doing my drum roll. You supposed to be doing the drum roll with me. Okay. See, I get no participation from the D.O.C. No. But we are on chapter 20 of this 20 book of game. And y'all, I just want to say this is entitled Let's Wrap It Up B, because we are wrapping it up. So real quick, I do want to go through the chapters real quick. And I'm not going through the chapters.
That's what you want.
It's funny. And I'm going to throw this out there. So if we got any tech people, I need a tech person to come to my house. I got equipment that I need to learn how to use. So if I got any tech people who know how to do mix boards and all that, I have it. Come just teach me how to use it. That's all I say. Just come teach me, and we can be down together. But 20 book of game recap. Chapter 1, loyalty. Chapter 2. Listen to this because I'm gonna ask you which one, what you got. Chapter 2, intimacy and sex. Chapter 3, finances. Chapter 4, communication, understanding, and compromise. Chapter 5, keeping things private, surrounding yourself with positivity. Chapter 6, navigating conflict, how to fight fair. Chapter 7, changes with time, age, and yes, sometimes there is boredom. Chapter 8, showing gratitude and paying attention to detail. Chapter 9, the power of rituals and tradition in creating memories. Chapter 10, handling life changes together. Chapter 11, being unapologetically you. Chapter 12, romance after kids in life. Chapter 13, balancing personal time and couple time. Chapter 14, technology and relationships. Chapter 15, the 5 love languages. Chapter 16, keep laughing together. Chapter 17, all about family and cultural influences on relationships. Chapter 18, you are not someone's everything. You never can fill everybody's need. And chapter 19 is evolving together. So chapter 20 is us just wrapping this all up. Kind of just highlighting out of these different chapters And let me just pause for a second, because I do want to say this. I do, and I did write something down, so forgive me. I do want to go on the script for a hot second. I normally don't go on script, but I'm actually going on script this time. So I would like to say that this journey in our podcast is, I'm gonna be honest, it is real. I feel like it's honest. I feel like it's funny. I feel like it's heart-centered, and it's just our journey into our relationship. Because again, I'm going to say this. Out of all the 19 chapters that I went through, we are not saying that this is shit that's going to work for every freaking couple in the world. We're just saying, we're just breaking down the stuff that nobody really teach you, nobody really want to talk about amongst couple and amongst relationships and things of that nature. And we want to teach you that, yes, you can argue. You can have conflict without it causing major damage. You can stay loyal while staying to yourself. That you can keep your spark alive after you have kids, while you got kids in your house, and even after your kids leave. That you can have bills, you can have long work weeks, all of that, but you can still have everything else. I truly just want to throw that out there. That and that's just coming from our point of view. So D.O.C, I always got to start off with a question. So D.O.C, what is, I'm not going to say your favorite chapter, but out of the book of game, what is your one bit of advice that sticks with you? Like the thing that you find that you go to the most often?
Well, I would say the first three. You got loyalty, finance, and intimacy. I think, loyalty is bred through trust. Trust is bred through communication. So you have to have those things. And what loyalty builds the love. I think that comes from that. Love evolves from loyalty over time. That's how people become close to one another and they trust one another.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the finances piece, as I said in chapter 19 in the previous episode, the number one cause of marriages and why people break up is the root is finances, and the finances lead to other things.
Mm-hmm.
Finances may be because of substance abuse, domestic violence, all types of other shit that goes on. So you got to get those things together. And then people, I don't know why people want to downplay it, but intimacy and sex is very important. Why the fuck you think people get married? Why the fuck you think they get together? The one reason why they get married is so that they can procreate.
Yep.
Especially if they're young and have kids. They have sex. People have that. That's what initially attracts me to you. It's the sexual, it's the physical sexual. That is true. So why do we downplay that and act like that's not important?
Well,
that is important. Now it does evolve and change over time, but that doesn't mean that.
Why do you think that's downplayed within relationships and things? Why do you think I think that's to number one?
I just think that society is really closed about sexuality, and they try to keep that under wraps and suppress. Okay. That's all. That's all it is. But that's very important.
But I think if you flipped around and you talk about that more, some couples probably would survive the things that they go through.
I just think it's weird for a guy to cheat on his wife or his partner or woman for simple sex favors.
But 80 to 85% of people cheat for basic sex favors because the communication is not there. So it's funny that you said chapter 1, 2, and 3, loyalty, intimacy, sex, and finance, because I agree with those. Those are very important. But I want to add on to that because I think chapter 4, communication, understanding, and compromise is in the top 3 as well, because I feel like, and I think that literally in almost every chapter that we have, somewhere in our chapter, we always go back to communication. We always say that communication. Talking within your relationship is so helpful. And I'm not saying that you got to treat your relationship like it's therapy session. You always talking and nothing. But I'm just saying, like, issues you have to communicate.
Agree
Desires
to disagree.
You have to communicate. Everything you have to communicate. You just can't go. I don't see how people go through their relationship and they don't talk. They're not open with each other about certain stuff, because you have to be. That's the only way you can move. You can shift and move and navigate the way you do. Mm-hmm. I think that was important to me. Something else, this chapter was very important to me. Being unapologetically you. I think that I've seen this. And I've seen this where couples relationships don't last because the people are truly not being themselves. And when pieces of their true self come out, people don't like what they see because they've kept the real them hidden so long that when it comes out, they're like, whoa, you done changed. And really, in reality, you being you yourself the whole time, but they don't see the true self. So to me, being apologetically you is just as important in anything else.
But you have to be that from the onset.
You do.
You have to be your true, authentic self
from the beginning. From day one in the beginning. Yeah. Like, you knew I was goofy from day one.
Yeah.
So if you didn't like having a girl and goofy was one of her traits, you wouldn't have dated me. Yeah. You wouldn't be with me.
Not me. Yeah.
I was what me being not neat.
Well, it goes with the goofy.
So because I'm not neat, I'm goofy?
You said it, not me.
I never said nothing about my not neat.
You said you were good, not neat. So
I didn't say knock me. You said knock me.
Said you were
and I repeated you. I said I was goofy. Then you said not neat. So are you trying to say I'm goofy because I'm not neat, or I'm not neat and I'm goofy? Which one are you trying to say?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just speaking facts. You are not neat.
You know what? Anyway, and then my last one, I think, and I think this is really important. And for me, the chapter 18, because I think a lot of women, and I think men do this too, but I think a lot of women put this pressure on themselves to try to fulfill everybody's need. I think that, and I'm not shitting on men, I'm not shitting on fathers, I'm not shitting on anybody, but I do think that, at least for me, chapter 18 really resonates with me, because I think sometimes you do get in the habit of thinking that you can do for everything. You go hard for your kids. If you got 5 kids, you're gonna go hard for all 5 kids. You're gonna try to do everything for them whole 5 kids. So to me, them are the 3 chapters that really resonated with me. Mm-hmm. Granted, I do think that you do need to learn how to balance personal time and couple time, because I think that's something else that people don't talk about. When you think about relationships, people don't tell you, like, you don't always have to be cooped up under your man. You don't always have to be cooped up under your woman, because in the beginning, it's new. So y'all love being cooped up under each other. But 20 years later, you ain't got to be cooped up under each other. And people don't get that. People don't understand that.
No, they don't.
Sometimes I feel like you almost need mentors for relationships. Like,
yes and no. Yes and no. I feel
like how you have professional mentors that can guide you through your career and stuff like that. I think that's where you have other couples or other people that you know that have been together that can serve as that indirectly.
Well, I think it's important to have that network, but I don't
think you really need it, but
you have that network of people, because sometimes your situation is so specific to you that even if someone went through something similar, it's still not the same. So you have to be very careful with taking something from somebody else's situation and trying to apply it to yours. That's one thing I've learned in a relationship. There's no cookie cutter approach to this. And stop trying to box yourself in a box and trying to do what this couple did, because that's what worked for them. That may not work for you. Or you can take what they did and then tweak it a little bit and remix the shit. But don't get caught up in that. That's one thing I know me. I don't try to emulate nobody else's relationship. Like, I'm not trying to be like Michelle and Barack, and then you find out that them motherfuckers really didn't like each other. She couldn't stand
It's funny that you said that.
I'm just keeping it real.
We've actually had people crack jokes and call us
niggas
that.
used to call. Actually, so I got some people that, and honestly, they call us Barack, and when motherfuckers do that, and I tell them, to me, that's a form of slick hating on the low. Because them motherfuckers are dysfunctional. Motherfuckers think Michelle and Barack
are pause, because
they're dysfunctional, G.
They are dysfunctional, but that's not the reason why they're calling us that. Because I think on the surface, it always seemed as if they had it put together.
Yeah. But then on a level, they don't. So to me, they shading us. Because they know them niggas
But see, a lot of people don't know that Barack and Michelle have problems.
Yes, they do. They know they front. Everybody know they was front.
Everybody don't know they front.
They front.
Everybody don't read.
And they trying to, when niggas say y'all Barack, they trying to say we front. I take it as a diss and fuck that shit. I'm like that. I take it as a diss, nigga. I'm like Tupac. I take it as a diss, nigga. I take that as a diss.
Man.
I take that as a diss.
I don't take it necessarily as a diss.
I do. Because I don't think I'm perfect.
I don't think I'm all that. Either. I don't think I'm perfect either.
I think I am all that. But I don't think I'm perfect.
And I don't think we're perfect as a couple.
No.
Definitely ain't perfect as a couple. Oh, no. Definitely not perfect as a couple. Definitely not perfect individually. So, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was flattering. I was just like, okay, cool. Barack Obama.
That's shade, G.
I never thought it that way, so.
It's shade, G.
But your way of thinking is
Call me Bonnie and Clyde. Them niggas was willing to die for each other. That's love, G. They pulling capers.
But then somebody call you Bonnie and Clyde, and then you gonna be like, what, you trying to call me a criminal?
No, I mean, you ride or die. You down for whatever. Let's do this shit.
Well, you my PIC. You my partner in crime.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I always say. You my PIC, my partner in crime. And with that comes this 20 chapters.
I always thought that stood for Pimpin' Incorporated.
Pimpin' Incorporated. No, it's my partner in crime. I say you my PIC, not pimp, not PIMP. I say you're my PIC, partner in crime. So with that being said, you know, one thing with these 19 chapters, we're going to explore everything from intimacy, money, and love, and everything else. So again, we just want to provide a space for you to just be real, be open, be honest about the things that make relationship work, not work, and everything else. And so thank you all for joining us for all 20 of these chapters. And I'll tell you this, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm throwing this out there in my universe because one of the reasons why I wanted to really spend time on this is because the whole goal is that eventually we will produce a book.
Yes.
We will produce a book.
No doubt. Stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned. Got a lot of little projects brewing.
No doubt.
In the kitchen. We're cooking with grease. Cooking with grease. Slowly but surely. Cooking with grease. Any lasting words, D.O.C?
Cooking with grease. That don't cooking with grease. I thought you said you whipping it up.
Cooking with grease. How I'm going to cook without my grease?
I'm water whipping.
I'm cooking with grease.
I got that working.
I got the grease hot now. I can fry my chicken now. I can fry it.
Nah, we got that.
The grease hot.
No, we got that work that's really about to jump back and really.
We ain't talking about no cocaine.
Who said that? I just said it. We got a water whip.
What else would you water whip for?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you talking
what
about.
Else? This is a game
Mashed
show.
Potatoes.
This is a game show.
Mashed potatoes.
What's something you water whip for?
Mashed potatoes, chicken chili.
You said water whip.
That's it. You water whip it. That chicken chili, that mashed potatoes.
You know what, y'all? We love y'all. Thank y'all for joining us.
No doubt.
And you know what? I do want to show y'all something. We do have these special edition sweatshirts.
That's right. Yes.
Yes.
If you, a collage of all the different parties in the Boom Boom.
Yes. So if you like this,
let us know. We'll send you one.
Let us know. And then last but not least, go ahead, D.O.C. Go ahead and explain.
Oh, yeah. So for all the fans out there, we really appreciate y'all for liking, subscribing. We've had a great season. So for all the fans that be dropping comments, if you drop a comment, like it, and then share it to 3 people, we're going to send you some merch. When you share it, make sure you tag us in it so we know that you shared it. And if you do that, we're going to send you some merch. We're going to send you a nice... We're going to contact you. We're going to DM you, get your contact information, and we're going to send you a nice package in the mail from us.
You can tag the D-A-L-U-S-T Podcast. You can tag Deluxe Podcast. And yes. So with that being said, peace out. Thank you. Why's you shaking my hand?
I don't know why she's shaking my hand. You did.
I went high five. And he went to shake my hand.
You know, we high five, but that's a whole nother thing. We don't do that where I'm from.
We ain't got no special handshake.
But I'm saying where I'm from, niggas don't do the high five.
Why we can't high five?
We don't do that where I'm from. You ain't never seen.
I ain't about to go shake up with you, G. What is
we don't
this?
do all that. You know
So what's appropriate?
Oh, nothing. Just say love.
Love. Y'all, go subscribe, y'all. Go subscribe. See me out here, man. See me out here.
No doubt, man. Hit that like and subscribe button. D.O.C. Boss Lady, we in the motherfucking
Yes, let's wrap it up,
Well, this season 4.
Yes.
Yeah, so season 4 we in here. And we're going to take a couple week hiatus.
Yes.
Regroup, come back with some new topics, some new guests.
Yes, new guests. Season 5 is about guests.
If you want to be a guest on the show, you think you got the gift of gab, something you want to share, holla at us, and we'll see if we can get you in.
Season 5 is all about guests. We want to have nothing but guests on our show for season 5. Season 4, yes, was this.
Peace, love.
5. Yes. Peace, love. Sweatshirt, merch, stickers, got it all.